Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm your host, Paul Jasson. Thank you for joining us. As now we're kind of officially getting into the artsy season here in Lancaster and Fairfield County. We'll be talking about an event that's coming up just this weekend. And of course, the Lancaster Festival is just almost on us right now as we speak. We'll have Deb Connell on in the next segment to talk about all that, but that kind of ties in to our first segment. One of the great things we have in Lancaster and Fairfield County is the Ohio University Lancaster. That's not a surprise to anyone, but their drama and arts department out there, I would say, is second to none. And the young man that handles that is always, now see, he's already laughing when I say young man, but he is. He's a young man, Victor Jones. Victor, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
You've always have so many irons in the fire. It's unbelievable.
A little bit.
But you probably don't know any other way to do it.
I'm trying to slow down a little bit.
I don't think
you are.
Well, good luck with that, because it's not. We don't want you to slow down, because we're the recipients of so many good things, and that's really the first thing we want to talk about. Is coming up this weekend as the Lancaster Festival gets geared up and underway. Sunday out at OUL. Rent. You know, I was reading about that, and is this a version, was it based on Puccini's La Boheme?
That's correct.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the backdrop for this.
Billy Aronson, a partner of Jonathan Larson, the composer, lyricist in the beginning, challenged him to write a new modern version of Puccini's La Boheme, taking characters from East Village and West Village in New York City. So that's the inspiration. That's how it all got started.
No, so is this Rent? Is this about the lives of people who are in the theater? Is that
all artists?
All artists.
All kinds of artists living the bohemian lifestyle in the 1990s.
Okay.
And he took characters based on La Boheme, adapted them to modern day time, also incorporated some of his own personal friends into the story. So there's not one character that is an exact copy of his friends, but it was incorporated into the La Boheme characters and adapted into Rent.
So this has been something you've been wanting to run for a while, or just kind of fell in your lap?
It's a groundbreaking musical for its time in the 1990s. It brought young people back to the theater who weren't going to the theater, weren't involved in musical theater. You can compare it to 1960s when young people weren't involved in theater, musical theater, and then Hair came on the scene. Changed it all. So you have pop rock music brought back into mainstream musical theater, which inspires young people to get more involved, which is a good thing.
And right up your alley out here.
It is.
So your first performance will be, what is it, July 25th?
July 24th, this Sunday.
July 24th, this Sunday.
At 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock out at OUL.
And 7 p.m.
And 7
Two
p.m.
shows.
And then you'll be doing more August 4 through 7?
August 4 through 7.
Okay, so but the first one will be, first one for a while will just be the two shows this Sunday.
During the Lancaster Festival.
During the Lancaster Festival. I know you always do that. All local people, pretty much?
We have some students from OU.
Yeah.
We have graduate students from OU in Athens.
Nice.
We have our vocal music director, who is a senior musical theater student at Athens, doing the vocal music direction for this musical, which is extremely important because every line is sung in the show. It's like an opera, but a pop rock opera. If you remember, gosh, this dates me, Tommy, I just thought of this, Tommy the Who opera, was that the 70s or something?
Oh, I think it was, yeah. And that
rock
opera.
Yes, shocking for that time. But it is that. But most
Pinball Wizard and...
Yes, but most people know this show from the iconic song called Seasons of Love.
Sure.
Everybody knows that. When we did our cabaret last summer, which was a review of Broadway music, we sang Seasons of Love at the end of the show.
And I can remember back when Rent came about, when it was popular on Broadway, every show on TV that had a musical guest sang a version of that.
You're right.
It was so popular.
Yes.
It was so popular.
And so, everyone comes to see Rent, but the one song they're waiting for is the start of Act 2 when we all sing this song.
Is it more challenging for musicals? I guess I'm not. I've done a few little play kind of things, but just talking kind of plays. Are musicals more challenging? Maybe because it takes maybe a different kind of person that you can recruit to play the part.
It's challenging because it's all sung.
Yes.
So you have to have a good actor, a good musician, a good singer,
You have to be able to do it all.
dancer, the triple threat.
Yeah.
But it's also because every song is sung, it's so important that the actors tell the story, make sure the audience understands what's going on. You could have, a segment where you have a quartet singing, and all 4 lines that those actors are singing are important through lines to the plot. So it's important that each actor convey that to the audience, that we understand what's going on throughout, especially Act 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand,
And I want to get off this because we got another thing we want to talk about. But tickets are on sale now. They
Tickets
went
are on
on sale
sale.
July 5th. They start going on sale online.
Yes.
Do all that. Go on your website.
You can go on our website at www.ohio.edu/Lancaster and click on the theater icon at the top. They're $20.
Only 2 performances here on the 25th.
Yes,
24th?
24th.
24th.
And tickets are going fast, and that's
Sure.
that's a good thing.
Sure, and that is good. Well, it's always, again, it's tied into the festival with just so much PR you get from that. Now, and again, it'll be run on August 4th through 7th, and we'll get back to all that again before we get off. And some of the big news that Victor has for us, we talked a little bit before we come on, but I have a feeling he's just going to tease us with this. He'll not give us the whole story, so, of course, we've got Rent coming up this Sunday, and then August 4th through 7th, and then you've got a great season coming up.
It's an amazing season.
Amazing season.
It's an all-musical season.
Wow.
Love doing that. The first show is called Title of Show. It's about 2 guys, a composer and lyricist, who want to get their show entered into the musical theater competition in New York. That's our fall show.
It's almost like a documentary.
Yes.
I mean, about how this is done.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, primer.
And some great performances, 2 guys, 2 girls. Coming up in the spring, the favorite, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown musical.
Everyone loves that.
Helped launch the career of Kristen Chenoweth on Broadway. She was Sally in that many years ago. The Lancaster Festival show will be announced for next year soon. But
not today.
The biggest thing is we have a special holiday show which involves...
Tell us about that. Tell us about that,
I'll tell you
Victor.
a little bit, which involves a whole bunch of people in the community. But I can't tell you any more than that, but it is a huge announcement.
But it'll be coming soon.
It'll be coming soon.
Now, we'll intend on having Victor back with our festival shows in a couple of weeks when we're downtown. We'll have that, and we'll get Victor back on. We'll see if that's available then. But he loves to give us this stuff and just kind of keep the door open a little bit and not let us really know what's going on. You've got so many irons in the fire. Victor Jones he's a man of mystery. He's always got something planned ahead like this. You got the whole season ahead now.
Whole season ahead.
Now, when will the 2 plays you talked, the musicals, when will those be?
Title show is in the fall.
In the fall.
And then You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown is in the spring.
Okay, that's next year.
Yes.
In the spring
And
next year.
sandwiched in between that is that Christmas
Is
show
the big Christmas announcement.
that everybody will want to be at.
Well, we'll wait with bated breath to hear that. Victor Jones. So we have the big deal this Sunday.
Yes.
2 and 7, July 24th out at OUL. It's Rent from Puccini's La Boheme. We're very excited about that. An entire musical. All musical.
And don't forget, we have our famous dessert bar during intermission at both those shows, where it's in the library and people love to bring their paper plates and walk through the line.
Nice. That's a plus you don't always get at the Ohio Theater or someplace like that if you're up in Columbus. It's going to be a bang-up thing when you connect with the festival. The festival and you together are just you do magic work together with them. They're so good to work with.
We're so grateful to be included.
Well, and I know they love having you involved there. We're so fortunate. OUL has been such a boon to the community in so many ways. So we're excited about this. We'll look to have you here in a couple of weeks and get you back on our live show downtown, and maybe we can get that announcement. But it's the main deal is it's Rent this Sunday night, July 24th, 2 and 7 p.m. ohio.edu/Lancaster icon for
click
the
on theater.
Theater department, and that's all you need. And get your tickets. It's only 2 shows. You know how big it is out there. It is what it is. Get your ticket early.
Yes.
Good. Victor, thank you, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Victor Jones from Ohio University Lancaster. We'll be back to talk more festival talk in just a moment.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, And we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are, they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Fairfield Medical goes the extra mile to give attention to their patients, to their guests, anybody that comes within those doors.
There's no question that the staff there are all personally invested in seeing that I got the best care possible.
The staff was so comforting. I felt like she was in the best hands.
They basically gave me a second chance at life, and I'm going to make the most of it.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I want to thank Victor Jones for joining us. OUL and Rent and everything that they do on their own, but now added to the festival is just a perfect beginning to the festival and getting things done there. And speaking of the Lancaster Festival, it's a pleasure to have with us as we move into this weekend. A pretty exciting time right now for the Lancaster Festival. We've been working on this for months and months and months. Deb Connell, the Executive Director of the Lancaster Festival, thank you for joining us.
Thank
I
you
know
for having
your
me
time
today.
is so valuable, so we appreciate your being with us. And we might mention that next week we're going to be doing a live show Monday through Friday downtown. We'll have you back on maybe Monday.
Yes.
And we'll be actually involved with the downtown things behind us, which the lunchtime things are just so great downtown. They just get such great crowds and an exciting time. But gosh, we've had some changes.
We have had some changes. Unfortunately, Lady A had to cancel with us today. We got the news last Friday that they were not going to be able to join us this year. So we worked really hard over the weekend to secure a new act, which is nationally recognized wonderful musician Billy Currington.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people say
Yes.
they are excited to have him.
Yes. Yeah, he's great. He's kind of the same fan base as Lady A. We thought that was important. He was willing to bend his schedule to come and be with us. And while I know a lot of people may be disappointed that Lady A can't join us this year, I hope that they'll still come out and join us for Billy Currington's show, because he puts on a fantastic show. We'll still have the orchestra, we'll still have the fireworks, and it is still the Lancaster Festival.
Well, and I can tell you, and again, we've talked I'm a big Gary Sheldon Lancaster Festival Orchestra fan. So the talent, I'm somebody that comes to all the shows, so it doesn't matter to me who the talent is. I'm going to be there. But I enjoy the orchestra as much as any of the talent we've ever had. Gary and the group, they're great. So as far as I'm concerned, and I would say most people around, the show goes on.
It does.
And if it's Billy, it's Billy, but it's going to be a great evening.
The show does go on. It's just a little change of direction pretty quickly, but he does put on an absolutely wonderful show. It's very high energy. I have a feeling that people are going to come away from that Saturday night saying, I'm so thankful that I got to come and see
Was
Billy
he somebody
Currington.
that was on your radar prior to this?
He has been on our guest list for a few years now.
Because I know you have a lot of people,
We do.
what if, and who could we talk about?
Yeah, we do. And he was on our list for several years. It's never worked out timing-wise for him. This miraculously, it worked out that we could pull him in last minute.
So here we are as we tape this. It's a Tuesday. We're getting ready to start the festival.
2 days.
St. Mary's is almost on the hill.
Yep, it's almost there. Stage is built, piano's in, rehearsal tonight. So we're ready to go.
Yeah. So now as we get to it, everything other than that one blip, everything is else. It's a go.
It is a go. It's going to be a great season. We've got a return to a full schedule, a return to almost the same amount of venues that we've had in the past. So you'll see the festival tents rolling out, as it were, soon, and kind of taking over town and spreading our wings all over the community.
Now, and we've talked. I don't know, and you would know the name of this young man. That's the pianist, the guest pianist.
His name is Aldo Lopez Gavilan.
And I hear nothing but tremendous
incredible
things about him.
He is coming from Cuba. He's playing 3 concerts for us. He's playing the opening night at St. Mary, which is going to be a very special event. We not only have him, but we have all of the St. Mary's choir, and we have some special guest soloists in the choir. And then we have Aldo that's playing as well. So it will be a really beautiful, packed sounding concert. There's going to be a lot of people on that stage. And it's a Bravo Beethoven, so it's an all Beethoven concert. And we're happy to return to St. Mary's after, 2018 was the last time that we were able to
For a
have
couple
a
different
concert.
reasons.
Yeah, they were doing their beautification of the church, so we weren't able to hold a concert there in 19. And then, of course, the pandemic happened. And then last year we didn't hold any indoor concerts whatsoever. So we are very proud to be back at St. Mary's.
Now,
this
what
year.
were the other events Aldo's going to be besides St. Mary's?
So Aldo's doing on Friday afternoon at 3:00. He's doing a cafe concert out at Cheers, and he's going to do his pieces that he wrote that are all jazz pieces. So it will be a jazz piano concert, and there's a few of our orchestra members that are joining him at Cheers. And then the opening of the Rick Springfield concert on Saturday night, he's joining the orchestra to play Rhapsody in Blue for us.
Well, there's not much better than to hear that with a great pianist, and from my understanding is everybody's going to be a wow moment.
He is a wow factor for sure. He's a very talented young man.
Well, it gets to be an exciting time. We didn't mention Elton Ron.
Yes,
that's still a go.
He's going to be great. Yes, we still have Rick Springfield. We still have Elton Ron. We're putting our string section with Elton Ron this year, which is something new for us for the Wednesday night. Elton John's music just lends to the orchestra, especially the string section, so well. We thought we'd play around with it and add some strings to his band. It's going to be a great festival. I mean, no matter what, even though a little, something had to
one
change.
One event can't determine.
Yeah, and you know what? It is the entertainment business.
Yeah.
Things change on a dime. We have to try to be prepared for it, but we can't control any of that from their side. We wish them well, and we understand that things happen. We did this contract in November, so there's no telling what changed between November and now that could have caused this change. But we'll just roll with it, and we'll still have a great festival.
I understand that there's some new big screens
there are, yes.
now, and they are big.
They are big. They are big. We not
just
only
rolled in last night, maybe.
Just last night, we tested them out for the first time, and they're great. They are. You're going to forgive me on this. I think 3 feet wider and 4 foot taller, something like that.
That's significant.
Yes, it is, and the audience view that they'll have will be a little bit different. They also have the capability to do some things with those screens that we've not been able to do before. Switch video, switch between live video and recorded video, and so you'll see a difference in our video production out there. Interface Video always does a wonderful job for us anyway, but they're stepping into a new role with us with the video screens this year. We're also adding at the back of our sound tent that would kind of sits at the back of where the tables are, there will be a video wall there.
Really?
For the benefit of the crowd sitting on the hill, they'll have their own large video wall with a direct feed from the stage as well.
And we touch a little bit of, we mentioned the orchestra a couple times, pretty much 100% orchestra back after a couple years of it's been kind of stretching, and I'm sure these orchestra people play other places, they do other things, and they've felt this everywhere. But it was my understanding that we've had a significant number of those folks return.
Yes, there's a few new hires this year, so I'll expect everybody to welcome them to the community because they're now a part of the Lancaster Festival Orchestra family. We celebrate the orchestra's 35th anniversary this year, so we do have a full orchestra plus some extra guest stars that are coming to join the orchestra for a few concerts. Some pianists, or not some pianists, some saxophonists that are coming for the Rick Springfield concert. And it is a full orchestra. We're back to I think 64 members this year.
So back showtime again, and that part of it.
Yes.
So looking away from the blip, we're getting ready to go a couple days away from the opening here, and you've worked so hard on this, you and your staff, and I had Mike Tharp on here a couple weeks ago, and I just had Krista Moody on recently also, and we talked about some of the same things that you and I have talked about how people come to Mike Tharp on Friday Night Bandstand and say, how do you pull this off? I mean, how do you get this going on? The things that Krista sees around the community, she sees everybody pulling together, and I know we've talked about it before. People have come to you from all over, certainly, maybe not even Ohio, maybe more than that, and say, how do you pull this off? We couldn't do it.
Right, all across the country. I get calls probably once a month from communities trying to do what we're doing. And the difference is our volunteers.
Yeah.
When I get down to the point of how we build a festival, and I get down to we need 400 volunteers to make this run, they always say, well, we're out then because there's no way we can get that kind of community involvement. So we thank our volunteers. As you see our volunteers during the festival, give them a thank you too, because the reason we're here is because of them.
And so they've returned strong, and from that aspect, you won't even notice a beat being missed.
No, you won't at all. It's going to be great.
Gosh, we're excited about this festival. It all begins again in a couple nights, and it's always such a fabulous way to start up there at St. Mary's, and with this wonderful young man and the festival orchestra, that sort of brings the hair up on your arms. I know that is an exciting time, and so you and everybody ready to go?
I'm ready to go. I won't sleep for about a week, but I'm ready to go.
You've had as much sleep as you're going to get for a while, huh? So,
yep, I've stocked up on it.
And I know over the years, I see Gary at so many events like this. It's like pretty much he attends almost everything that's available to attend. Art Walk is a go. Everything is excited about that.
We're a great band on the stage for Art Walk.
Yep.
It's going to be a great night.
Food trucks are set. Everything is ready to go.
Yep, we're this close to just launching into it. Here we go.
Well, then why don't we just go ahead and do it?
Yeah, here we go.
We'll look for you next Monday downtown.
Thank you.
Deb Connell, Executive Director of the Lancaster Festival, joining us today. Thank you for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.